Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly, and today we're in another new location. This is the beach house. Like the actual beach is literally right there. So this is my last destination before I fly back home on September 5th. Super ready for it. Excited to be back in Seattle, where I belong. So today's video is sort of a refilm because I filmed it when it was relevant back in May, right after A Court of Frost and Starlight came out. But back then I was very heated about it, you know, like really in the moment. And I was editing the video and I was like, this just feels really aggressive, you know? So I decided that I'm refilming it where it's less aggressive but gets the same points across, you know? So obviously, as you already know, this is about why I hate when people hate on Lucien and why you shouldn't hate on Lucien, okay? Because you're just wrong. So let me just start off with, you can't actually compare Cassian, Azriel, and Rhys to Lucien and Tamlin. You just can't. Because there's too many factors benefiting the trio. Clearly, you're supposed to benefit them. You're supposed to prefer them. But there's too many factors in their relationship and how it happened and how it's been built that Tamlin and Lucien just don't have. For example, Cassian, Azriel, and Rhys met when Azriel was 11, so they all became friends at 11, okay? Which is like infancy in, you know, Fae years, because let's be honest, they could live forever. So 11 is like really young, and then you have Lucien and Tamlin who probably didn't become friends until like probably 100-ish, I'm not sure. And then they didn't live, like Lucien didn't move in with Tamlin until maybe like 300? I don't know. We don't know. But we know that they don't have nearly as much time as the 500 years on the trio. They're like 200-300 years behind. If you go back to Akamath, when Feyre compared the trio and the duo, because she said, well, if Rhys was doing what Tamlin did to me, Azriel and Cassian would have gotten me out. Before they dealt with him, they would have gotten me out and then dealt with him. And first of all, yes, they could have. They also would have been well in the right to do so. But because they've got 500 years and it's been established well before Rhys was even High Lord that they were all like one tier, like they're all here. The only time they're here is when it's like High Lord duties, or like Rhys needs to pretend to be like super almighty High Lord. I mean, he is kind of almighty High Lord. But like, you know, when they go to the Court of Nightmares and it's, you know, he's gotta be High Lord and they gotta be down here. But in reality, it's just here. There's one line. Because they've had 500 years, they've established they're like brothers, thick and thin. They've got all of this. And Rhys, Azriel, and Cassian just like, they know each other. And they can do and say pretty much whatever they want. And they'll all get over it. You know? They'll all fix it. They'll work together. They can be honest. And then we go to Lucien and Tamlin. Now, Lucien and Tamlin do not have 500 years of intense, deep, best friendship, you know? Lucien and Tamlin maybe have 300, 200 years of friendship. Like, living together friendship. But also, Lucien's not from Tamlin's court. So they don't have the same thing, you know? Like, they're all from the Night Court, and he's from the Autumn Court and the Spring Court, but moved to the Spring Court. So, like, the Spring Court is not his court, so he doesn't have as much of authority, you know? And it was never established, well, when they were young, that Lucien and Tamlin were on the same playing field, because Tamlin is High Lord, and Lucien is not. So this is their playing field at all times, and you can tell that in the books, okay? You can just clearly see the playing field is like this. It's not like this. Clearly see it. Whereas in Night Court, clearly see the playing field is like this at all times. Going on along with that. So we all know Feyre had PTSD after the Under the Mountain, which, as she should have. That was terrifying. Oh my god, I could not do that. I would have died. But after that, and you know, Tamlin's being like, no, you have to stay in the house, stay here. I can protect you here. I couldn't protect you then, but I can protect you now. You know, now that he's doing that, and she's like, no, let me out. I can't be stuck here. I was stuck under the mountain. I can't be stuck inside too. And she's like, Lucien, please help me. He's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. And we can hear him talking with Tamlin one time, and you can clearly see Tamlin getting upset and then getting mad, and then Lucien's like, okay, I'm gonna back down. And everyone's all like, Lucien should have tried harder. He could have actually gotten Feyre out of the situation. Now, here's where you're wrong. So, for one thing, Tamlin has anger issues. We've seen this in Akamath when Rhys took Feyre away and he destroyed like the whole manor. And then when Feyre was like, you're drowning me, Tamlin, and he destroyed the whole office, studio, what was it? Lounge? I don't remember. He destroyed an entire room in a split second because he was angry, okay? He's got major anger issues, okay? So, Lucien, knowing him for, 200, 300 years, would kind of have figured that out by now, and would kind of have figured out when he could win a battle and when he couldn't win a battle. And as he clearly figured out when he was trying to let Tamlin give Feyre some freedom, that he couldn't win the battle, okay? Like, he hasn't known him his entire life, but he's not, like, he knows him enough to be like, okay, you know what? This isn't gonna work out. So, he couldn't have tried that much harder. Because, let's be honest, if you don't know exactly what your friend is going through, like, you don't know, they're not telling you, I have PTSD, like, this is setting me off in this specific way, and it's, like, torturing me. Like, you don't know, they're not telling you. So, when your immediate safety is in harm's way, are you going to save yourself or save your friend who, is having issues, but you don't exactly know, like, how bad it is and exactly what's going on because you're not inside their mind, You're probably going to save your ass because that's human nature. That's just it. I mean, I guess they're not humans, but that's just, like, instinct. Save yourself. Save yourself. You want to live. Save yourself. So, Lucien is not inside Feyre's mind, okay? Take yourself out of Feyre's mind for a second, because we're in Feyre's mind. That's what we're reading. That's our perspective. Take yourself back out of Feyre's mind, back where you don't know what is happening in her brain. Say, like, you have a friend come back from Afghanistan, They were just in the front lines, saw lots of dead people, lots of gunshots, lots of killing, lots of danger. They come back, they're mostly the same, but a little bit has changed. And you decide, because you forget. And you decide, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, like, surprise them. Like, you do something nice, or, maybe not. And you pop out, and you, like, scare them and surprise them. And then they punch you in the face, Like, shoot first, ask questions later, They're not gonna, like, that was something you could have done before. But now you can't do it. because they have PTSD. Like, okay? You don't know. So, Lucien has no idea what exactly is going through Feyre's mind. So there's no way that he can properly help her, and there's no reason that you should be that mad at him for not knowing what the fuck was happening with Feyre, okay? I'm getting heated again. Apparently this topic just pisses me off. And, aside from the fact that Lucien doesn't know what's happening with Feyre, let's go back and revisit all of Lucien's shitty life, okay? Let's just do that. So let's start off with the first thing. Spoilers if you have not read ACOWAR, okay? Just, like, skip this a little bit, okay? So, Lucien's mother loved a guy that was not her husband. And when she became pregnant, her husband knew that was not his child. So, he hated his son his entire life because he knew it wasn't his. And he knew it was his wife's infidelity, unloyalty, something to him. I don't know. So, yeah, his father kind of hated him for reasons not being his fault. It was actually his mother's fault. And then he loved a girl his father was not wanting him to love, didn't like her at all. She was too bored for Lucien, so what did he do? Murder him in front of his son. Wonderful idea. So now, he's just watched the love of his life die. And now he's fled his court to go see Tamlin. To go have sanctuary, you know? And then, he meets his mate. And granted, you know, probably shouldn't have done the whole, oh my god, you're my mate thing. Should have done a little bit more of what, like, Rhys did, you know? But, you know, you live and you learn, okay? And then, his mate is taken away from him. Now he doesn't know, like, he knows where she is, but he can't get to her. And now, he has been booted from his court again to go live in the Night Court. Where, you know, he doesn't really want to be, and he's not really wanted there because everyone in the Court of Dreams kind of doesn't like him because he didn't get Feyre out because he could have done better, but he really couldn't. And, you know, when we go into Lucien's mind for a second, you know, when Feyre goes into his mind for a second in Akamath, you see his agony and sorrow, and he's mourning. He's still mourning over his love that he lost, like, back then. He's probably not anymore because now he has to figure out how to make Elaine talk to him. Like, at least talk to him. Because now he's kind of SOL. And I really hate that people are like, Elaine should be with Asriel. Like, fuck Lucien. But, like, Lucien doesn't deserve to be lonely and single and miserable for the rest of his eternal life. Because mates can't, like, unaccept the mating bond. Like, you know? Like, they feel it, and then they're done. You know? That's why Rhys kept saying, oh, no, ladies. No. You're not my mate. No. You know? That's why he kept doing that. And then now Lucien has to turn down women too. And we also know Tamlin has anger issues because when Feyre got taken by Rhys the first time, who was getting beat up and screamed at and all the shit? Lucien. I mean, obviously the house got destroyed, but Lucien's probably getting beat up. Because, remember when she left of her own free will? Well, not really her own free will, but you know, like, when she had her mental break, like her complete and utter mental breakdown and Mor had to come get her and then she just stayed in the Night Court. When Lucien came and found her, you could see that he had clearly been not doing too hot, okay? And we could clearly blame that on Tamlin because he probably was beating him up, screaming at him and yelling at him, and all that fun jazz. So I don't think that'd be a very fun time. And, you know, probably before then, in those 200 years, or 300 that Lucien has been living with Tamlin. He's probably done it multiple times to him. And he keeps getting beaten up, so I'm really not sure why he's still friends with Tamlin, but it's fine. We can clearly see that, I mean, Tamlin's just the bad guy, you know? He's created all of his own problems. Lucien has not created his own problems. The only problem he created is the problem with Elaine, okay? And it'll get fixed, okay? I have faith that it'll get fixed, because he deserves to be happy. After his shitty life, he deserves some happiness. So that's kind of my rant about why you should love Lucien, or at least not hate him. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!